motherfucking saga continues.
Yo, what's up, world? It's badass thuggin' like I usually do, and you better turn it up, bust some speakers out, cause we off the motherfucking cuff. You dig how we do it? Dog Pound Gangsters 2000 and beyond. Bless.
What's up with it, John? Man, don't change that down. This your player partner, the legendary Cocaine. And you tuned in live to Off the Cuff Radio. Better not touch that down.
Yeah, this is Cassidy, the hustler. And right now, you listening to the Guillotine. Show them the respect they deserve, man. Off the Cut Radio, man. Y'all already know how they doing it, man. I need y'all to stay tuned. They've been doing it for years, so show them the respect they deserve. And you heard it out of bars, mouth. Easy.
Keep it moving like this. Yo, this your boy Rampage. You're not rocking with the best. With Off the Cuff Radio. Classic. History. Fix your face to all you haters. We off the cuff, baby.
What's up, everybody? This your girl, Bonnie Dollars, the Queen of Trap, representing Crenshaw, and you are now tuned in with Off the Cuff Radio. What's up?
What's up, y'all? This is Miss Irresistible, giving a shout out to the livest show on Friday nights, Off the Cuff Radio, and I'm live from the 704. Make sure y'all tune in for the blazing hot music.
What it ain't, what it do. It's Chili Chill from that original Lynch Mob. And Off the Cuff Radio, always where it's at on Friday nights. West, y'all.
Are you by my side? Will I see you when I wake up in the night? I'm wanting affection, can I hold you tight? No letting go, tell me it's alright. Tell me it's alright. With you it's such a vibe, cause girl it's love for sure. I'll never let you go. How we vibing so discreet, vibing close to us when we all up in them sheets. Crispy 7th Street, sex professor and you the lesson that I teach. Saved by the bell, call I screech. I am enough for I dick you down, me to me. Keeping the vibe, wanna give you where the ring. Where you wanna go, I wanna buy you everything. Now I just want to know where you want to go with me. Anywhere you want, baby. Let's take a trip and leave, baby. Take a trip with me. Fly out, live your fantasy. Are you by my side? Will I see you when I wake up in the night? I'm wanting affection, can I hold you tight? No letting go, tell me it's alright. Tell me it's alright. With you it's such a vibe, cause girl it's love for sure. I'll never let you go.
Such a vibe together, just you and I. We got them burners and bills, it's do or die. And any nigga try to approach us is suicide. You and your Birkin pick you up in the whip and got two inside. And all these bitches on me now, but fuck them, no doggy style. Never knew how to love, so baby can show me now. In the fast lane, race for the bag, no slowing down. Ain't knowing you back then, they was hot, they hoeing now. Like young jock at Air Force One just going down. You hold the crown and you a queen, if you ain't know, you know it now. They tight like a suit tie, next stop Dubai. Told her twerk fast in first class cause she too fly. I'm on a mission, so baby can fuck me missionary. And in my eyes, you the shit, you a visionary. Ice cream, Ben and Jerry, pipe game, cemetery. So rest in peace, baby, cause you dinner ready. Cause you fool, girl. And I ain't talking about them niggas that ain't good, girl. And you good at being bad, you a good girl. And shorty dripping with the shine like some good curls. So shout out to West Coast, shorty give the best throat. And in the room I got her bustin' like she Deathstroke. She ain't a team tight, but let them bullets fly by, so no street fight. And then again like teeth white.
No letting go, no holding back, because you are my lady. When I'm with you, it's such a vibe, such a vibe, such a vibe. Are you by my side? Will I see you when I wake up in the night? I'm wanting affection, can I hold you tight? No letting go, tell me it's alright. Tell me it's alright. With you it's such a vibe, cause girl it's love for sure. I'll never let you go.
Yeah. Y'all know what time it is, man. This is your host, King Eric, the Media Assassin, and you know I tuned in to Off the Cuff Radio, man, live and direct, man. Show sponsored by Cocaine, Buddy Boy Entertainment, Fleetwood and the Cop Pickers, Da Vinci Clothing, Jesse's Boutique, and man, got a dope double lineup ahead for us.
What it do, y'all? It's another TNT. Tuned in tonight on a Thursday. It is OTC up in the building. I'm your co-pilot, T-Max, with the sax. Shout out to our co-host, Mr. All the Sandman. Of course, we got to give a special shout out to Dirty Basement Radio, who is also a great friend of ours as well. And King, tell everybody about who we got tonight tuned in.
Man, let me tell y'all, man, when we was talking about a couple shows ago about there's a new renaissance going on with New York City. This guy is part of that renaissance, man. New spitters, new talent, new heat, new wave. And as you heard with this song here, it's a new vibe, man. This guy here is probably one of the most talented coming from the underground. I mean, he took a hiatus from what I read about him, but now he's back in the game. Tell us about his story, new projects, whatever he got lined up. The floor is yours, my man. What's well welcome, my man. BBillz in the building. What's good, my brother?
Yep. Hey, how you doing, boss? How you doing?
What's going on, man? Great to have you with us.
Hey, glad to be here, man. What's going on, guys?
Yo, first of all, man, let me give you. I gotta prop you up on this one, man. For you sampling that classic Way Wonder shit, man, you took it back with that one.
Yeah, I knew it was going to hit, man. I knew it was going to hit. It brought me back to my days when I used to be in the house parties and sweating to 5, 6 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that it was going to bring back that essence for a lot of other people, too, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just that type of energy that's needed, man, because, you know, we got a lot of the grit and grime out there, and you bringing that feel-good energy vibe back. That's what's definitely needed as well, because hip-hop is revived with balance.
Right. Definitely.
Yes, man, look like King said, you know what? That's it. Yeah, like King was saying, man, in terms of the sample, you know, especially with a killer flow, you know, you have a consonant composition over a classic track that really, really elicits the essence of, you know, really that feel-good time of music, man. I mean, in terms of it, I mean, you hit it, you know, I mean, you hit it on both fronts. Obviously, it was a great introduction. Well, not even so much an introduction, but a reacquaintance of, you know, your craft and whatnot. So, I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself, you know, how you started, you know, what was going on, and, you know, your hiatus and then coming back.
You know, growing up in the Bronx, you know, and I'm from Cedar and Cedric, so if you know about Cedar and Cedric, you know that's the birthplace of hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I'm from that
1520 Cedric Boulevard. Yeah, 1520.
Right. So I'm from that area, so, you know, for me, it means a lot coming from that area, and it means a lot to give it my all and give the best craft I possibly can, you know? And, you know, nowadays, you know, it's not as popular to be, you know, a bar spitter or a punchline or a lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's just, you know, they doing what they doing. I don't knock nobody for what they do, but, you know, that music that make you think like, oh, he just said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to bring that back in a major way, you know? And we got a few other cats that's doing that, that's still keeping that alive, so I'm trying to be one of them, you know? But, you know, since I was like 15, you know, I've been writing bars and you know, doing this music thing. You know, probably 2012 is when I probably released like my first song. But you know, music has always been a love, you know, that I've had, and you know, I've done music and then I'll stop because I feel like it's not paying the bills. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're young, you're like, it's not it. But you know you got a talent, but it's like the world don't get to see it. So it's like, I'm focus on, you know what I'm saying, something else. And then, you know, as I got older and I ended up having my own family and my own kids and stuff like that, you know, I just realized that I was putting a lot of money into it and I wasn't getting nothing back. So I had to kind of refocus on what was more important at hand, and that was, you know, the family business and, you know, my family at home. So, you know, I took a little 2-year break, and then, you know, people just kept telling me, like, yo, bro, you got something, man. You nice. I hear these dudes on the radio. You should be on the radio. You should be here. You should be doing this, you know, and it struck a nerve because I felt like I wasn't being my true self, you know. So I just, you know, one day, and it started like right before the pandemic, I kind of was like thinking about coming back to doing the music thing. And then during the pandemic, I was just putting the pen to the pad and getting busy. And then, you know, September was the first time I jumped back out, and I dropped like the Flamers Flow freestyle, and I got like 45,000 views. And that was the first time in years I ever got views like that so fast. And it was like, oh, okay, maybe the people really did miss me. So, you know, I just kept it going, and then every month after that I was just dropping a new visual, and then I just kept it going. And now, right now, that song that you just played right now, you know what I'm saying, they got 126,000 views in 10 days. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going up right now. The album just came out about 3 weeks ago. It's crazy. Got over 250,000 streams right now. So, you know, I'm just working, man, trying to give the people what they need.
And that's something, man, because all the hundreds of guests we've had on the show, you know, here at Off the Cuff Radio, we are always championing for the underground, the underdog, you know, the unsigned. You know, what we do is independent based. So we really, really, really have an understanding of what goes into it. And we know that feeling when, you know, you put a lot into it, and sometimes, you know, it doesn't necessarily yield the results that you want, but the love is what keeps you in it, even if it doesn't necessarily, you know, have the results that you're looking for right away. And your story is about persistence, it's about patience, and ultimately triumph, you know, over time. When you think about the metrics of how hip-hop has changed, from where you said punchlines are not necessarily the focus anymore, it's not necessarily about the skills more than it is about the theatrics and the antics. As an artist, how do you feel about the culture today, and how do you think and where do you think everything started shifting?
Well, first thing I want to say is that I appreciate evolution, you know what I'm saying? And everything has to have some sort of evolution to it, and things change all the time, and then sometimes things revert back. You know, we see it with clothes and everything, you know what I'm saying? So I still appreciate where music is today, because it kind of opened up a lane for people who don't have those type of skills but can move a crowd in another way. You understand what I'm saying? So right. I respect it. I respect it a lot, and I kind of channel my skills into those type of music as well, just to kind of show the youth and my peers and people my age that, you know what I'm saying, I could do all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not exempt from any of that. You know, I just, my choice of music is really that barsy, make you think type music, feel good music. But, you know, I still have fun doing the auto-tune type music and the drill and all that. You know, I still have fun doing it because it's still music. You know, art is art regardless. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I appreciate it. But at the same time, you know, I just kind of, for me, I just want to shed more light on, you know what I'm saying, the essence of rap music, the essence of hip-hop, you know what I'm saying, where a person really had to sit down and put something together that make you think, paint a picture, you know what I'm saying, make it create a visual because you see it already through the lyrics, you understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I respect it, but I'm still on the kind of like the old school wave, but with a new school feeling. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely. And I mean, you coming from the Bronx, obviously, it's a who's who of greats that have come from there. Of course, most notably, you know, Quick List, you know, KRS, you know, Fat Joe, Big Pun, you know, French Montana, you know, among so many. You know, so it's definitely got a history. You know, I mean, tell us about some of your influences of who inspired you to rap.
Fabolous, he's like, you know, my top 5. Fab, Eminem, Jadakiss, Lloyd Banks, you know, people like that, you know, that you know, when they spit, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So those are the people who influenced me. Nas, you know, and then I even got people like now, like Dave East, like those are people that kind of cater more to my sound and music that I love to listen to, you know. So, Griselda, you know, Benny, you know, Conway, like those are the people that I truly, you know, when I just want to get in that mode, I listen to them, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you know, I still have people that are, you know, influence me in other ways in music. Like when it comes to auto tunes, you know, I'm a big fan of Travis Scott. You know what I'm saying? People like that, you know, kind of give Young Thugs, and you know, they give a different air when it comes to that type of music. So those are the people that I listen to when I'm in that type of mode. You know what I'm saying? But as far as what got me here is definitely, like I said, the Lloyd Bankses, the Fabolous, the Jada, D-Block, J Hood, you know what I'm saying, A-Team, Hitchcock and Ransom. Like, those are the people that really got me here. I never was like a Biggie, Tupac, Jay-Z type dude, even though I listened to them and I respected their craft, and I always will, but they weren't the ones they weren't my go-tos when it was time to write something down. You know what I'm saying? I would go listen to Jada and Fab and stuff like that because that was more my style, you know?
Yeah.
Fair enough, man, because those guys bring bars and they bring cleverness, and you can pretty much study and analyze them. It's just the way Kiss and Fab just say stuff. It's more so what I call rewind punchlines.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I would classify my strategy when I deliver is make you go back. Like, wait, what did you just say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Make you think, like, wait, I got to catch that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely that. Definitely.
Yeah, that's very rare, man. People don't really
Yeah.
focus on bars like that, like, because, you know, we also come from that era, too, man, where, you know, we want to make people rewind. Wait, what did he just say? Like, even with Big Pun, when he had the verse off the Twins joint, with any little diddly, we were like, what
right.
the hell?
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, we talk about Fab, and it's off the cuff, so we're always free to give our opinions. In my opinion, you know, doesn't necessarily have to be everybody else's. I think probably Fab is arguably probably had the second best career next to Jay in terms of commercial viability and longevity. Not saying that Nas isn't great, and not saying, you know, but when you look at it, Nas is legendary. Nas's emceeing is on a tier that you really, really, really have to be on a certain relationship and embracement of hip-hop to really appreciate for what that man brings. As great as he is, you still got a lot of people that really do not give full appreciation to what Nas does because his art is so intricate, it is so intimate, it is just intellectual, it is just on another level. But when you look at the commercial viability of somebody who hasn't released an album in damn near, 5-6 years, it still could sell out. I mean, Fab, I see Fab in that same vein as Jay in terms of the witty punchlines, still is relevant to a lot of the core audience in terms of, you know, and he transcends time. You know, Fab could do a show today. He'll do songs from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and it's still going to rock.
Timeless music.
I mean, and then, you know, when he's dropped the Summertime Shootout series, you know, when he dropped the Soul Tape series, we were like, whoa.
Yo, and I still bump that to today. Like, that's my favorite series. Summertime Shootouts, and then the Soul Tapes. You know what I'm saying? Those are like my favorite go backs. You know what I'm saying? And you know what it is too? Like, a lot of those dudes that I mentioned, they're not what you would call A-list celebrities because they don't know how to make commercial music. They make more music for the streets and a listener that wants to hear lyricism. And Fab separates himself from that because he knows how to do that and still make commercial music to where you could play it anywhere. And that's where I kind of pride myself next to him when it comes to making my music.
Right.
Even
that boy
with
has an ear.
With Jadakiss, when he took over the verses, and he had to let people know, like, look, I'm top 5 Jada alive, and that's just our one LP. Y'all ain't forgot.
Right,
he bring the competitive aspect.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jada. I mean, we think about Jada, man. Shout out to Jason Phillips, man, representing 1/3 of the legendary Locks, you know, representing YO. I mean, J to the Y is like, you know, it's wild, y'all, because we always knew Jada was nice. We saw the verses. We just saw a whole nother level, like, of Jada just activated that we just did not ever see prior. It was like, I mean, what he did in that verses was like, I mean, he literally, like King said, he literally took it over, and he's like, look, well, you got time. We got people making a mock time cover saying, Jada, he's outside.
Right. It was like all the humbleness went out the window, you know, and he showed out, and as he should. Mm-hmm.
It stopped being friendly. They were coming for blood.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, but that's the competitive nature of it. What do you feel like in hip-hop today in terms of how the game is in reference to how the aspects of it, how do you see it in terms of competitiveness or, you know, just overall the art in terms of how people make music and how it's marketed, where the aspects of it are?
I think that now it's so much easier to make a name for yourself because of social media. So I think that hip-hop is in a great space with just having a more free range, you know, for people to get their craft out and really get people to hear it. See, when I first started doing music, you know, it wasn't that easy because you just had to have a name or a number, you know what I'm saying? And you still do today, but it's easier to get that. You know what I'm saying? So many tools you can use. As long as you know how to use the internet the proper way, you can get yourself on and you don't even need a label anymore. You know what I'm saying? So even going back to me, like, you know, 10 years before, I couldn't make money off my music. You know, now I'm making money off my music. You know what I'm saying? So I love the direction that music as a whole has taken with the whole internet thing. But I also feel like, you know, music is so dangerous right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad. It's super sad that, you know, somebody can change their life in a second off the internet, off just, you know, pure talent, or not even talent, just giving people what they want to hear, and then they lose their life the next week. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like a double-edged sword when it comes to how the game is now. It's like, you know, you make it out the hood, or you stay there, whatever your choice is, and then you lose your life after you work so hard to, you know what I'm saying, you know, become who you want to be. And then at the same time, because people are obtaining fame so fast, they're not appreciating it and they're moving sloppy. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like with me, I'm going to always keep it, you know what I'm saying, sturdy mentally, because I know how long it took me to get to where I'm at even today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to, a kid that just started rapping 2 months ago, and now he's a phenomenon, then boom, he gets locked up or he's taken out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of weird stuff going on with hip hop right now, but you know, my love for it is still my love for it, and I still appreciate, you know, what hip hop has done for me and a lot of other people, you know. But it's just a dangerous time right now to be a rapper, you know. But that doesn't scare me, you know. I walk through, so you know, I stay out the way. I do what I do, and give people what they need.
Yeah, and that's real, man. When we think about it, King and myself, you know, and I say this all the time, we talk on air, we talk off air. When we look at how the game has changed, even over a period of 10 years, I mean, when you look at it 16 years ago when YouTube was invented, And it took about maybe 5 years before you really, really saw a lot of artists realize the possibilities of what it could be in terms of marketing yourself. Because what the best part of what social media did on one hand was it gave the power back to the artists in terms of taking control of their music and doing it directly. You don't have to have a label in terms of, looking at a budget. Okay, well, you're on this schedule, you're in the third quarter, or you're in the fourth quarter, we're going to release. Artists learned how they could just drop their shit right then. Technology has exponentially been increased in terms of where we see now. King and myself were older, so we remember a time that if you were going to shoot a music video, that was a pretty big deal because, you had to get a camera crew, then you had to get editors, you had to get all of this, and this is even before you're even thinking about getting a video on television. Now, you can get you can get a good camera now for around $3,000-$4,000. Even if you want to go all in, $10,000 in you that red camera. Like shout out to Smoke Bolga last week from MMG we had on when he broke down the game about the visuals and how he went about his business shooting videos. Once that red camera came in, it was a game changer. And like you're having kids like doing this independently. But what you said, man, really, really, really speaks volumes because what we see now is a change where you're seeing a lot of young people getting into the game who don't really understand what fame is in terms of what it entails. And a lot of times, there's no rule book, there's no guide for the glamour and glitz, what you're with. And you see so many people, unfortunately, it's like they get addicted to the intoxicating vibes of celebrity. And then we see tragically the crash and burn when they overindulge themselves. You as an artist, you've seen situations. How have you managed to stay humble in all of this in terms of where you're getting noticed, where your music is out there, where you have achieved a level of notoriety and celebrity?
It just always takes me back to 10 years ago when, the only people that knew me were my peers, and maybe a few people online. It takes me back to where, I couldn't just drop an album whenever, and there wasn't a Distro Kid or United Masters or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just appreciate, where music has gone, where an independent artist can really make a name for himself, right in his crib, sitting in his crib and really make a name for himself. So, I just appreciate the levels, and I'm a little older than these young cats that's out right now. So, I just have a lot of wisdom. I've been through a lot in this music industry. I've done a lot. I've seen a lot. And, I still feel like I'm not where I want to be. So, just being where I'm at today, I'm just humbly appreciative, and I feel like that's what makes me likable because it's like I'm not out here like, yo, I'm better than everybody. I don't get me wrong. I'm coming for the top spot. I'm going to always say that, but I'm still very humble in my travels because my travels weren't straight. It was always bumpy, you know what I'm saying? So it's now that I'm starting to receive the fruits of my labor, and, I'm just appreciative. I'm just happy to be here right now because, peers my age that I grew up with, a lot of them not here, whether they in jail or dead, some of them had the same dreams I had, So, I'm just humble, I'm appreciative, and I just want to, keep doing what I'm doing and get to the level that I need to be at to help somebody else later on, I got artists right now that I'm working with that I'm helping in the same process of helping myself, you know what I'm saying? And, I just feel like, this game will eat you up, so you got to just be prepared and ready for whatever, but you just can't quit, because I done been robbed for money by family, all because of a dream that I had, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these artists haven't even been through half of the stuff I've been through trying to make this dream work, and and not to be funny, but I feel like they don't even have the level of talent that I have, and they haven't been through what I've been through. So I just stay humble. You know, I could be cocky, I could do this, I could do that, but you know, why? For what? You know, I just want to give people what they want, and at the same time, I want to teach the next artist, you know, what to look out for, what not to do, what to do, you know. And I'm still learning. You know, I'm still a student in the game, so I'm not somebody that has all the answers. You know, I just know what I've been through, and I've been through a lot doing this in the 10 plus years I've been doing this. And you know, like I said, some people, they get on in 2-3 months. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to D-Thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a dude from my hood. You know what I'm saying? A young kid. You know what I'm saying? He made it in a couple of months of rapping, and then boom, now he's locked up. You know what I'm saying? Free that man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I've been doing this for 10 plus, and I'm still not where he's at. You get what I'm saying? So how can I be cocky? I'm just humble. You know, I'm just happy that, you know, people appreciate the music I'm giving them, and I just want to, you know, create some type of wealth for my family to where when I'm dead and gone, you know, my kids can carry on the legacy, you know?
And
absolutely,
that's real.
With a plan. Always got to come
with
a
that's
plan
real.
to end the out.
And you know, like King said, go ahead.
And I was saying, and talking about your EP, man, how does this differ from any of your previous projects?
So I've always dropped like what I consider mixtapes. I don't consider them albums. I dropped like maybe 3 mixtapes. One of my albums, it was a self-titled album. It got taken down because I had some marketing team try to help promote it, and I guess they had bots and it was fake views, and they took it down. So that's not even here right now. But you know, I dropped I got bars on that piss, and I dropped another joint, Bad News, that was hosted by DJ Thorough. Shout out DJ Thorough. That's on that piss as well. So I dropped a few mixtapes, but I never dropped like a full-length album or EP. So this is like my first studio EP. Also, I engineer. So a lot of times, most of my music was done in my house. I have my own. I'm sitting in my studio right now. I have my own studio in my crib. You know what I'm saying? So I taught myself how to engineer to where I could cut the cost of certain things and just work comfortably in my house. And I learned coming back that, you know, you need that engineer. You need that guy that has the experience to bring out your vocals, bring out the music, make it sound better. So, you know, I got with my dude, shout out Fleece, my engineer. He's ridiculous. He did stuff with Russ, Lil TJ Davies. You know what I'm saying? He's super dope. And me and him, that when we get in the studio, we go to work. So, you know, this is my first real studio album, EP. And when I tell you, I got over 100 songs ready to go. So, and I'm still making more. So next album is coming out very soon, probably like June. I would say June. I'm going to drop another album. This time I'll probably do like 16 songs. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just keep giving the people music. I told my dude the other day, I'm like, yo, listen, I'm trying to drop 3 albums, 4 albums every year. Like, that's how much I do music. You know what I'm saying? And if I want to go back to my laptop or my computer, I got over 500, 600 songs. I'm talking about timeless music that if I put it on today, like something that's out today. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, just shout out to my team, the people that's around me, that's helping me get to the next level. And like I said, it's a lot more music coming, a lot more visuals coming. We working right now.
And that's what it is, man. Because people have to understand this. Because everybody sees the shine, but they don't see the grind. They see the fame, but they don't see the sleepless nights, you know, the doubts, you know, the plans that didn't always go into action. And this is something that you really have to have a passion to do. And when you actually get into the music, because we see a lot of artists talk so much about hip-hop at its core is a competition, because it's all about who really, at the end of the day, really has the product. But one thing about it is the humility and the work ethic is always something that needs to be valued, because without hard work, it yields no results. Without humility, there can be no real interaction. If it is not authentic, it's artificial. And we see so many artists trying to declare themselves, like you said, coming in like they're the best and they haven't put in the work. But they don't understand, number one, exactly, the ego, and they don't understand the work that's, number one, put in, and then number two, what really it takes sustaining the work. Like you said, you started learning how to handle, engineering, mixing, all of that. And like you said, it cuts costs because people, this is what a lot of artists have to understand independently. Everybody is a local artist before they get big. And it's like a job interview when people watch your videos or they listen to your music, how it is constructed, how it is produced, how it is presented. And that is how people are going to relate to you. And this also means you have to have a budget because you have to make sure you have money set aside for what you have to do to, what I previously said, make sure that, you are presenting something to everybody that they're going to rock with. What do artists have to understand in terms of how the finances should be allotted, the resources utilized? Image is something, but it is not everything, and how you have to concentrate on what you are trying to express to your target audience.
So one thing I will say is that nowadays, especially because of the drill era, like a dude can literally shoot 5 videos back to back right in front of his building. Guys, you know what I'm saying? It might even be a cameraman that is his man. He probably didn't pay no money for that. He didn't a space to shoot the video. All his guys came out. He probably spent maybe $100, $200 in the studio, made the song, and he could blow up today. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said music has changed a lot. But for me, I always take the old school approach because I don't want to be in that category. I want to be in the category of somebody that's making, movies. I want it to be considered a movie. I want it to be considered a vibe. I want it to be considered something that, is timeless, So for me, like the Such a Vibe video, that budget for that video was well over $2,000. From the models to the space, you know what I'm saying, buying clothes, cameraman, studio sessions, back to back, getting it mixed and mastered, then the marketing plan after that. You know what I'm saying? So well over $2,000, but you know what? It shows in the views. It shows how much I put into it because, like I said, in 10 days, we had 120. You know what I'm saying? Highly recommended on YouTube. So, it just depends on what's your niche and what's your budget and what you can do and what you can't do. I'm fortunate that I can put up that much for a budget for a video that I believe in. Now, I have certain videos, man, the budget might have been $500. You know what I'm saying? But for this particular song, and I feel like when you have something that you seriously believe in, put a little bit more money into it, put a little bit more time into it, put a little bit more thought into it because, the people are going to see that. The people are going to see, like, he really took his time with setting up the visuals for this. He really took his time with the sound of it. He really took his time with who he put in the video. You know what I'm saying? I had to pay the dancers. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. A very expensive game that people want to get into, but the way the internet works now, you don't have to. You really don't have to. I would never tell an artist you have to do that because you don't. You know what I'm saying? There's so many examples of people who didn't, and they're millionaires now. You get what I'm saying? But what I will say is that, are they going to be around 10 years from now? That's the question. You get what I'm saying? Me, the stuff that I do, for a fact that once I break that door down, I'm going to be here for another 10 years, another 20 years, and I'm going to bring other artists in that's going to be here for another 10 and 20 years, and that's my thought process. You understand what I'm saying? So, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You just got to do it the way you feel fits you and your personality and your sound and your craft,
Absolutely. Now, we wanted to ask you about this, too, when you mentioned drill. Drill, obviously we come from the gangster rap era, so we saw from its advent. And drill is kind of an extension of that, just being a little bit, is way more aggressive. So we've you've seen drill over the past, and drill's pretty much as we know it has been around for roughly the past 10, 11 years. Started from Chicago and really kind of going out, expanding its way. The mayor, Eric Adams, in New York City, even because of the violence that's been associated with drill, has even tried to propose legislation to ban drill music, which we saw that and we were like, no. No, this is free speech. You don't ban people from speaking on it. You may not like it, but you can. The Constitution of this country guarantees, as long as it's not threatening somebody directly, we have a right to express ourselves. When you look at drill and a lot of the beefs that have come from drill music, as you as an artist, you as a family man, you as a father, what are your concerns in terms of watching young people getting out there in terms of really inviting trouble that they may not totally understand in terms of when you take it to the street? Because drill is heavy for those who really understand that culture. What do artists have to understand about that? Yeah.
I mean, I'm older, so I come from an era where we don't say too much. We don't do too much. Mm-hmm. We don't want to put a red light or a spotlight on ourselves. So, in our lyrics, you're going to have to really, really, dissect it and try to find something in it. But 9 times out of 10, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to word it in a way where you're not going to connect me to anything. You understand what I'm saying? But these young kids, they connect themselves to everything for clout. I shot him. I'm smoking him in the pack. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And granted, listen, it's making them money. It's changing their lives. It's changing their situations. And I've been in those same situations, so I get it. I understand. But I just wish that, they would keep it a little bit more conservative when it comes to putting themselves in danger, putting themselves in harm's way, putting themselves on the radar of the feds and the court system, But I can't say nothing because that's their way. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I respect it because I do drill too, but I do drill in my own way to where it's like you hear it and a kid that makes drill or listen to drill he's gonna mess with my sound. He likes it because it sounds just like them, but I'm just saying something a little bit different. And on top of saying something a little bit different, I'm giving them metaphors and flows and different things like that. So I respect drill culture tremendously because I grew up in that atmosphere just like they did. Me personally, I just wouldn't put myself in danger or harm's way or, give the feds an indictment. You get what I'm saying? So that's my only thing with the drill is like I just wish the kids smarten up a little bit more and not do too much on the song. There's ways you can get across what you want to say without saying it the way you're saying it. You know what I'm saying? But they're young. They got their own mindset, and this is their culture, so they're going to do it the way that they only know how to do it, and I respect it. And that's why I'm coming in with a different mindset and a different style when I do it to show them you don't have to do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because then we're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So change it up a little bit to where they can't ban it. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I don't really respect banning it because, again, this is – not only is this an outlet for them, but this is a way for them to change their circumstance and the people around them, change their life. So, you doing that is not going to make it less crime. You get what I'm saying? Because the crime is going to happen and been happening way before drill started. You know what I'm saying? In New York, because like you said, drill been going on in Chicago, and they've been killing each other in Chicago. Whether drill was around or not, Chicago is one of the dangerous places you can think of. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that I do think it's adding to the violence because now you dissing him, you put in his man in the song, he's feeling some sort of way, he see you, he want to make a name for himself, he's trying to get on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just adding an extra element of violence, and I get it. But I just think that, whoever is the gatekeepers of this drill thing in New York, they should just sit down and really have a talk with these kids and tell them, listen, you can still do drill, just do it a certain way to where, you're not getting yourself in trouble and you're not getting this person killed or getting yourself killed. You know what I'm saying? Because there's ways to do it. Like I said, I do drill. I got a bunch of drill songs. You know what I'm saying? One of my drill songs, New Clouds, is doing numbers right now. but I'm not naming nobody. I'm not dissing nobody. You know what I'm saying? So you can still do it and it still be a hit. You know what I'm saying? But again, these kids are who they are. You can't tell them nothing. They don't want to hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I respect it. And I just let them be them and do them. And I just hope that they don't ban it because, again, that might you know, cause some more violence. You know what I'm saying? Because now they don't have an outlet. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, you know, y'all, there's always an element in terms of when we look at things, especially in black culture and street culture specifically. And this argument has been going on in terms of, you know, movies and everything else. You know, people look at it as a cause, you know, but it's really the effect of it. It's not the root cause of it. It's the effect of what's going on.
Right. Poverty, not having nothing, trying to get something, the crabs in the barrel, you know, I don't want him to have this, I want this, you know, this is just systematic control that the government has put upon us for years, you know, so they just want to name it drill and say that this is the reason, but the crime has always been high in cities like New York, Chicago, LA, like, you know what I'm saying? So they just trying to give it a name and make it drill, and don't get me wrong, drill sometimes definitely causes a lot of these incidents nowadays, but it's always been violent, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just feel like, you know, people got to protect themselves, you know, protect their image, protect who they are, protect their families. And when you want to do something like that, you just got to move a certain way. And, you know, the OGs can't get across to the young kids because they don't want to hear nothing. They feel like they know everything. So you just got to let them learn their own way. And sometimes it's the wrong way, but, you know, it's not everybody's job to tell the next man what to do. Sometimes you gotta let that man find out for himself. Nobody taught me anything. I just learned on my own as I went, and I found out that certain things weren't the right way to go. You know, so yeah. Shout out to all the kids that's you know doing drill, and I pray that they make it home, and you know, because it's nasty out here, man. It's like every day somebody's getting killed. It's crazy, and it's not even just drill. It's just rappers period, like just getting killed every day. Like it's crazy.
And this is the most dangerous thing about it, because, you know, we root this show in hip-hop culture. We're children of this. We love it. But we also are not blind or naive to what goes on. We speak on drill. We speak on rap beefs. We're not endorsing it, and we're not against it either. But what we are saying is there are certain things of what the message is in the music. Drill, you know, is a very aggressive form, and especially how it has manifested itself. When we look at certain artists who got themselves out there, rest in peace, FBG, Duck, you know, for one, you know, in situations, you know, where he was really living that life out there. But it's also when you invite things. One thing about it with artists and what you said, what we were talking about earlier, about how everybody wants to get out there and be known, but don't really understand the consequences of once you have a certain level of celebrity. Violence is ever present whether you are speaking somebody's name on a record or not. You say somebody's name in the street and you disrespect them, that invites retaliation. You know, and a lot of times people have to understand, music is one thing. Music is your professional life. But your personal life could be a lot more perilous how you conduct your affairs, which could leave you a casualty, you know, casually. And I think artists really have to think about, you know, how do you want to be known? Do you want to be known for your art, or do you want to be known as being a mark? You know. And that is something, whether gang affiliations, which we see a lot of artists jumping into that were not from that, but now want to claim colors. Yes, we've said it again. We can say it because we've talked to many people who were really down with it, who were from the claws. Blood, Crip, Pyru, GG, Vice Lord. We've talked to them all. So a lot of these kids out here have to understand, when you start adopting certain roles and certain images and promoting certain imagery, you're inviting that lifestyle. You know, and the biggest misnomer is people think being the tough guy is the illest thing. I mean, what Billy Dance say? You know, we from Brownsville where the illest of killers have been killed. You know, and that's major. But we don't want to dwell too much on the negativity more than we want to dwell on, more than we want to talk about. Obviously, you're on an upward ascent. When you think about how far you've come, where you're going, what you're still going to accomplish and be successful at, who are some of the people in the game right now that you would love to work with, and have you ever entertained the idea of ultimately doing a major deal with a label if the circumstances of business are correct?
Well, it's a slew of artists that I would love to work with, but mainly, like, off the top of my head, like, definitely Chris Brown, definitely somebody I want to do something with, Young Thug, Fab, of course. I got to do something with Fab. I feel like once I do something with Fab, it's like, say I made it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's my idol. You know what I'm saying? That's who I look up to. I don't look up to many people. So, Fab, Eminem, Jay-Z, like, people that are like gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to do some stuff with them. I have my own personal favorites, Bryson Tiller. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of Lil Baby, Lil Durk. It's different people that, I feel like if we get on the track together, it's going to be monumental, And as far as labels is concerned, my goal is to always keep it independent, because I just see so many stories of artists that we look up to, that we look at as somebody really big, and they deal is really trash, really messed up. They getting, what we would say butt raped by the labels, but labels that I've seen kind of do their artists the right way, Rock Nation, you know what I'm saying? I had a situation with Rock Nation. I'm not going to really talk about it, but it was a kind of outside situation. It wasn't really Rock Nation. That didn't really go right. But I feel like if I was to get into the right situation with the right person from Rock Nation, it would be a good situation for me. QC, I'm actually working with them. I can't really talk too much, but I'm doing some stuff with them as well.
Say less. Understood.
But like I said, QC, Rock Nation, Universal is a big label, so but for me, honestly, I would rather be with a label that doesn't have so many artists. You know what I'm saying? Because I need that full attention. You know what I'm saying? I need that full support, full attention, full eye on me, so I can do what I do best. So I don't want to get with some label that's got 200 artists. You know what I'm saying? So, Rock Nation might not be the best option at the same time, because they have a lot of different things going on over there. But QC, has shown me a lot of love. I just came from Atlanta. They showed me a lot of love. Shout out Mr. 2 Official. Shout out Mr. .com. They see my work ethic. They see what I'm doing, and they messing with it. So, shout out to them. But listen, if I can keep it independent for as long as I can, because, they going to come for you regardless. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to let you be independent for too long. They going to start throwing numbers at you. And, hey, listen, man, this business, you got to spend a lot of money doing this. So, shit, if somebody could come and take over for me and make it a little bit more easier for me to do what I do best, I'm all for it, as long as they're not trying to take everything on the back end, So, it just depends on the type of deal that people are going to offer me in the later future or near future, But right now I'm independent. I'm keeping it independent, and I like my independence because I don't like to be boxed in and told what to do. I like to do what I feel is right because it hasn't steered me wrong, I know what the people love. I listen to rock music. I probably listen to R&B more than I listen to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I listen to so many different kind of genres that I could give you a song from every genre, and I know for a fact it's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this long enough to know, what's hot, what's not. So, I really don't want a label telling me what I can and can't do. I'm not really the type of dude that I like to listen to what somebody else tell me to do. I like to do my own thing. But at the same time, you got to conform if it makes sense, So I'm just waiting on my shot to see what's going on. But for right now, I'm giving the people what I want to give them, and they loving it, and I'm going to keep doing that,
Definitely. Now, you said R&B, you're an R&B head. when you think about what Silk Sonic did at the Grammys with Bruno and Anderson .Paak coming together and just creating just a phenomenal masterwork of musical beauty, as a R&B aficionado, how big was that record in terms of that level of collaboration between? Well, I guess we can't call them legends yet because the time hasn't passed, but they're on that trajectory,
right?
Because they are.
Yeah, that's we would call that supersonic. You know what I'm saying? Like their sound is crazy. It takes me back to like Silk. You know what I'm saying? The Silk days and Temptations and, you know what I'm saying, Boys to Men and New Edition. You know, it gives me that feeling. So, you know, for me, I love that because, let's be honest, just like hip-hop, R&B has changed a lot as well. And R&B is not really R&B anymore. R&B is in a really weird space. So that's why I kind of only listen to, like, certain R&B artists that I know is going to give me that real R&B sound, like Chris Brown, Bryson Tiller, you know, Summer Walker. You know, those people are going to give you that R&B sound. Janae Aiko, Bruno Mars, you know, Anderson .Paak. Like, those people are going to give you real R&B, you know. So, you know, I think that collaboration was super dope. And I actually have a song that's going to come out on my new album that has a Bruno Mars The Weeknd sound where I'm actually singing on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's really dope. And, you know, shout out to those guys because, again, you know, it's hard to carry over old school to new school and have the people from the new school respect what you're doing for the old school. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's right now it's a young man's world. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this music thing, or everybody that's young is succeeding, and all the, you know, older cats are kind of seen as dinosaurs, and you know what I'm saying? But you know, you still got certain people that are carrying the torch for the new and the old school. So I think that was super dope. Bruno Mars is a super, super dope artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really a big fan of The Weeknd like that. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? But he's also one of the ones
album.
that, you know.
I gotta admit, that first
album.
I
don't know what happened
like,
after
wow.
that. Me personally, I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But,
well, I mean, the thing is, Weeknd, when he first came in, because this was when Weeknd first came in, he was a guy who pretty much was kind of, and I mean, the dude is just, he's another Canadian import, you know, along with Deborah Cox, you know, so many other, I mean, Rush. I mean, there's so many Canadian, you know, groups and people, you know, Robin Thicke, of course, so many that have come through the music industry. Right. They're just talented. You know, when he came through, he was coming through in the capacity of he was new, he had a distinct sound, and it was really, he wasn't necessarily in that circle yet. So his music was was really allowed to really express himself in a very unique way. Now he's a little bit more known. Dare we say, I don't want to call him commercialized, but he's in a commercial crowd. So your music is going to change. Yeah, but I mean, by the same token, he has really found an audience, and he's moving with it. I mean, you know, congrats. I mean, the boy is like, he's doing it.
Respect it. That's a fact. You know what? And I forgot to mention two other people, Canadian grown, Drake and Tory Lanez. So those two, and I'm mad that I didn't mention them, because if I want to compare myself to anybody, I would compare myself to them two the most. Fab, when I'm doing, you know, some real New York City, you know, top 100, you know what I'm saying, I would say Fab. But if I want to say overall in diversity, I want to give myself a Drake or Tory Lanez type style, because them two know how to maneuver through different avenues of music, and that's what I would consider my sound like. And those two are definitely idols for me when it comes to the type of music that I do. So I definitely want to give a shout out to them two, because both of them, you know what I'm saying, I don't care about what's going on with Tory with the Meg Thee Stallion. I don't care about none of that. When it comes to music, that boy is a problem. And Drake, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget about it. I used to watch the Graphies. So to see him being who he is today, Drake is like top. You know what I'm saying? Drake drops. He don't even gotta drop music like that. You know what I'm saying? He dropped a tape with 3 songs on it, and he drop a song with 10 songs, and every song is on the 100 Billboard. You feel me? So, you know, I got to give a shout out to them too. I definitely forgot to mention them, and them two are definitely influences for my music as well.
Still the only artist to win a Grammy with a diss track. Aubrey has done some special things, you know. And I mean, the fact is, when you look at what Drake has done, obviously his star has exponentially grown. He has really, really developed as an artist. He has really come into his own. You know, it's hard to believe, you know, like 15, 16 years ago, you could kind of, you know, if you were a little bit of luck, but more than likely, you could have reached out to him and 40 Noah Shabib, you know, on the MySpace. You know, they were like anybody else at the time. They were still developing. And you got to think, 3 years later, you know, he drops his EP, and it's like, it just, I mean, this dude is like super major. And I mean, Drake is like, people say what they want to about him, but it's because he doesn't fit the common mold of what the artist in hip-hop is considered to be. This guy is legitimately funny as an actor because, of course, that's how he started. He can do comedy. He can sing. He can rap. He's like that kid in class that's quiet, but he's got like a shitload of ability. And when he goes on stage, he really goes up there and does it.
That's
you
a
know,
fact.
so yeah, shout out to Drake, man. You know, keep doing it, young, and keep doing it.
But yeah, man. But you know, this hour about to be wrapped up, man. It was a dope bill to have you on, man. We're gonna be supporting you amongst the way. So tell the people where to find you on your social media handles and where to find your album.
You already know it's your boy BBillz. You can find me on IG. That's where I'm mostly at. The Real BBillz, BBILLZ, The Real BBillz on IG. That's where you can find out everything that's going on with me. BBILLZ on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Album is out right now. It's going crazy. Like I said, over 250,000 streams. You know, Such a Vibe video out, New Clouds video out, everything over 100,000 right now. So, you know, just check me out. You know, I follow back. I'm not a, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a superstar. I'm not acting on Hollywood. I follow back, you know. I do collabs. I do it all. So, you know, just holler at me and see what I'm doing, see what I'm working on. Like I said, new album coming out soon, and we about to go crazy.
BBillz